Hail brothers and sisters, my name is Captain Meatshield and welcome back to Satisfactory. I have been doing a lot of work off camera again. You'll notice that everything is flashing up with power icons now, and that's because I finally sorted out power connections between all of the productions here at Oil 1, and I've also finished connecting up all of the rails between here and Rotterdam. So it's taken a little bit of work, a little bit of fiddling about. I decided not to finish extending the rails over this way because there's a pure iron node down there, and I felt it might be worth leaving that accessible. So this may be the end of the line. We might sort something out so that we can get a train to kind of loop around this sort of area, and then it can bugger off over that way and go to wherever it needs to go. But I finished setting up that sort of stuff, started kind of like testing out the trains, making sure they're going in the right directions. I haven't finished connecting anything over onto the main network yet, so there's still more to do there. But yeah, it's going well so far, and I've got a name for this place now. It's not just Oil 1. This is now Nova Labs. There's a name suggestion from my friend Dante. It's inspired, well, it's from Short Circuit. It's where Johnny 5 was created. I did have another name in mind, which will probably get used later down the line, but he suggested this one, which felt a little more kind of suitable with the AI limiters being the main production here. So we've got AI limiters, rubber, and then we've got Caterium and copper over this way. I quite like the name. I think it's rather good. But I've got trains set up here. So what we... Okay, right. Always love it when this bit happens. Way, there we go. Nice. Well, bring me in. Let's try and... Whoop. Ah, fuck. It's not what I wanted to happen. I could reload my autosave, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna run back. Because we can go and pick up the car along the way as well, I suppose. Not that I really need to. Because we're going to sort out the trains for now. I've left the car over by Rotterdam. Although I just realised going this way might get me into a little bit of trouble because there are some bugs around there, and I don't particularly want to go dealing with them. That's alright. We'll try and sneak by them if we can. Although it is night time, and I know there are spiders that spawn down there as well. Oh, fuck's sake. I'll try and sneak around this way. Maybe I can find a different way round. I can also pick up some food, which would be great. Just restore some health. Oh, I heard noises. I don't like it when I hear noises. Means I might be getting into trouble. Okay, spore flowers. It's fine, I can just run away from you, and you won't be too much of a problem. Give me more pale berries. Oh god, that's a long way down. Shit. Might just have to... test my luck going down this way. There's all the bugs. Okay. Whoop. Right, we're good. Just run. No, you bugger off. Ow. Okay, thanks for the boost. Why do I do this to myself? I just get myself into trouble. No, I hear a spider. I hear it scuttling. Fuck off. Leave me alone. If I just keep running, you'll eventually get bored and you'll fuck off. Please do that. There's a slug up there. How would I never notice that? Okay, they've gone. Good. Ugh. Trouble with that area now is that whenever I drive through, like, sometimes the bug nest will respawn, and then I'll drive past it and it'll activate and it will fart out a load of bugs. So there's like a dozen there now, not just 3. So it's fine when I'm driving, they don't bother me. When I'm on foot, no, it's a completely different story. Here we go, back to Rotterdam. So, power lines are currently bringing power over from the main network to here, but then all of the power lines between Rotterdam and Nova Labs have been removed because the rails are taking power everywhere else. So we've got Caterium mining set up. Mark III miner is up and running, is overclocked, it's fed into the train station that's up there, which is now completely full, which is just great stuff. And then we've got this massively ridiculous, essentially kind of like a roller coaster of rails connecting down to the copper mining, which I've named Nova Rod because it's kind of in between both of them, and I couldn't think of a better name for it. So that's going in there. Ooh, ow. Yeah, okay. Great, thanks. Pick up some nuts. But then, yeah, that one's feeding in, or that one's got a train line going in on just one rail. And for the time being, I think it works fine. I don't think we're going to ever have more than one train going into that little outpost anyway, just because there's not enough production there. There's only 300 copper a minute. So it's not really worth having more than one train go there. Nearly back. I should really learn to not try and fight gravity. It's not a particularly good strategy for me. I'm not equipped for it. Okay, got all my stuff back. Fantastic. Right, let's jump into this train. I've set up its timetable. We're just going to stick autopilot on, and we're going to see how things go with picking up and then dropping off our supplies. And it's also nice to just sit down and enjoy the train ride. Because I've tested this with just the locomotives on its own, so I know that the rail lines and the connections there are all fine. This is going to the, yeah, Caterium, good. So it's a bit of an uphill climb, coming all the way back up to Rotterdam. But coming back down is great, you know, you hit immensely fast speeds going back down this way. It's awesome. So this line here, off the main line, feeds into both Rotterdam itself for, you know, trains to go and pick up rods, and then it, you know, got this little side thing going off here into this little station. We're producing, what, 600 a minute for Caterium, which isn't too bad. Load us up, please. Clunk. There we are. And away we go. So that outpost can just continue building up Caterium, and we can see how fast this train's gonna go. Oh, come on. It's going so fast that it can't even register on the speedometer anymore. What was that, 175 kilometers an hour? That's pretty fucking fast. So it's just a nice short little journey, which I quite like. Yeah, it possibly is something that we could do with just belts, but, you know, when you've got rails, why not use them? So we'll just keep an eye on this, make sure that all of the outputs are working, that everything's going into the smelters correctly. So we're slowly going to just switch this system online. Caterium inbound. Look down here. And that sounds like we've got production. Yep, we got full throughput on, well, We got as much Caterium coming out as we can supply. It's just a matter of it getting to the assemblers now. It's starting to go. It's going to be a bit slow because when it gets down to here it drops down to Mark 1 belts, but... these ones down at the front are going to fill up first. But I think everything's looking good. I mean, these things only need 7.5 a minute, so it's not a massive amount. But these ones on the end are going to take a while to get any supply. Again, it should be okay. Alright, now let's go do the same with the copper. So, Nova Labs copper, Nova Rod copper, sorted. Let's go. I don't know why it was saying it couldn't reach the next stop. You've done this journey before, mate. Oh. Yes. That bit still looks weird. It's just... I don't like it. You've got an even shorter journey. You haven't got to go far at all. I quite like this one. The way that things are set up with it just coming in on a single track, it looks quite nice. Don't really have to worry about multiple trains for this one. Oh god, what are all those noises? Odd mechanical sounds. What's going on there? Alright. There goes our Caterium train. Hello! Bye-bye! Ah, I'm having a fun time. It's nice to have new trains on the lines. Always a good day when we've got that. I've also emptied out some of the surplus containers that we had here. All of the rubber has gone off into the train station for the exports. All of the plastic has gone into the circuit board production. I think that's where it was going. Let's see if this is going to end up in the same place, and if we end up getting our quickwire production up and running. I do still need to finish hooking in the crude oil surplus into the system. That's the only thing I haven't sorted out, but that's not going to be a huge... Like, I've got to connect one bit of belt, that's it. Copper is inbound. Let's get it on. Oh, there we go. All coming in nicely. Coming through to the last one? I think it is. It certainly is. Now that's all heading off in ingot form over to the assemblers. Let's keep an eye out for it. We should start seeing some automation happening here. Power's doing okay at the moment. Oh, there we go. Yes. Give me quick wire. Oh, yes. Now that's going to bugger off over this way. We can start getting rid of the circuit board production. Because, oh, it should all start feeding into here, and we'll be getting ourselves some AI limiters. Oh yeah, there it goes. How much do we need for each machine? 90 per minute. So it's going to take a while for... God, are they even going to be getting enough? This feels like it's going quite slow. But AI limiters in production. I don't know, that needs to get to Yeah, that's not quite fast enough. Have I messed up on something? I probably have, haven't I? This probably needs to be Mark 5 belts. Let's do that all at Mark 5. Ah, I've got this coming in on Mark 2. That's the problem. Let's change these to Mark 4. Why did I have those at Mark 2? Probably because I'm a dum-dum. That looks to be better. I'm going to switch that over to Mark 5 as well. That's probably not made a huge difference, but it will do a little bit. And then... oh, look at that! AI limiters! First time properly producing these. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Let's go and... I need to check the circuit board production, or circuit board surplus, because that's got quite a lot to run down on at the moment. And then, have we got anything happening with the circuit board production up here? Oh, we do. Are you not quite getting enough? What's going on with that? Is that another case of belt speeds not being quite there, or is it... I think it might be throughput on copper. Yeah, because these aren't running at 100% efficiency. So, what have I got going wrong here? Chances are it's just that the production line hasn't backed up enough down this end. Which is part of the problem of doing this main bus sort of style. I mean, as these ones down here fill up, they'll all eventually start getting the materials they need at the rate they need them. So, not the worst thing in the world, but it does mean that, you know, this stuff's going to take a little while to get up to speed. 75 a minute. So... 75 minutes. This could come down to a Mark II, really. Well, that's going to make a huge difference, and I'm also out of reinforced plate. I think I've got some more over this way. I mean, getting the circuit board production up to speed isn't a huge priority, because we do have this big backlog that we need to get through. Let me have all of that. This is the the little bit of belt that I've got to connect for the oil to get back into the system. And I've set up a splitter here, which then splits, you know, through another 2 splitters to get onto the 4 belts. So that won't be like maximum throughput just yet. And I've also got to sort out like getting the oil pumps re-established. So for now, we can not worry too much. How are these doing? Are they starting to get their supply enough? Not really. Well, belts down here look very full. I suppose what I could have done... How much do these need a minute? 15. So what I could have done would have been bunch the inputs for that splitter and that splitter together onto a single belt. Because at the moment I am overfeeding this system. So, do I want to make changes to this? I don't know. Because these are filling up. They're getting to capacity, so the belts below will eventually just kind of stop moving and more of the supply can go down the line. Though, I don't know. I might actually change that. Let's go and disconnect the power from the copper so that we can edit things a little bit. So let's disconnect this and then this. That shuts down all of the copper. Without shutting down all of this, now we just wait for the belts to empty out, so I don't end up with an inventory full of bloody copper ingots. I'll connect that like that. And then let's remove this, 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 and these bits. That's also not center, and I don't like that. I'm just putting this one in for the sake of symmetry and having things look right. Having things look the same. It's not really going to be at all functional. But this should work a little bit better. So let's go and reconnect the power. So clunk and clunk. Here we go. So this should feed the system a little more evenly. It's not going to be by much because the throughput isn't huge. But if we get a full Mark 1 belt feeding into these two, then everything else that's going further down can redistribute as needed. So it should be a little more balanced. And going for as balanced as possible is pretty much all I can ask for. AI limiter production is going great. All looks to be doing well. Just making sure that the quick wire is coming through fast enough, really, down towards these end ones. We seem to be outputting as much as we can. I think the... Oh god, look at the speed on it. Absolute speed demons. It looks to be going a little more efficiently up the far end as well, so that's going to be a bit better for the circuit board production. Now I'm liking this. This is going well. So how are we doing on our limiters as far as our stock goes? I'm chuffed with that. That's going well. I'm going to take a stack because I need to go back out and grab some more hard drives. So at the moment, power consumption isn't dreadful, which is good. Ooh, okay. Up. And yes, supply there is still going good. Good. Let's connect up the oil. Get this surplus out of here. Because we've got a lot to get rid of. This is where the power consumption is really going to go up, because 31 refineries, that's a lot of stuff to power. I kind of want to make the most of this as much as I can before update 3 comes in, because I've been seeing a little more stuff on the Facebook community group, and I'm dreading the state of things once update 3 hits here, because one thing that is going to be happening is things like power production are all going to be requiring liquid inputs from like water and that kind of stuff. Which means that... Okay, there we go, we got rubber coming through. That's good. Even like down to the coal production, you know. Oh, I didn't finish sorting out the other output over this way. I forgot this was going to be producing like 2 lines worth of rubber. Oops. Okay, I can fix that. For now, I just want to make sure that the productions are all running properly. I suppose we can go and check the power, see what state it's in. It's going up a little bit. It's not dreadful. It's when these productions start up. Oh, the plastic's going. Yep. This rubber producing. Getting there. There we go. Alright. Everything is pretty much up and running here. And yeah, that's made a bit more of a dent in the power. So... yeah, every day that passes, I'm kind of dreading, you know, the onset of Update 3 for me. I'm looking forward to it, but my god, am I going to have my work cut out trying to make this somewhat salvageable. Just get the last of this rubber sorted out. I want to get this into the station. I've also got to figure out where in the station I'm going to plug it in. It shouldn't be too difficult. I can just layer these belts on top of each other and then do something like this. Like that. You going like that. Bring this out this way. And you come down this way. Belt has an invalid shape. Okay, it needs to come over a little bit more. This is tricky. There we go. That's got it. It's good. Oop. And final output's there. Sweet. Yeah, decent pull on the power, but I think overall this is looking really good. I'm very happy with this setup. I think it's great. It's been a lot of work, but oh, okay. These are also emptied out now, so you can go away. You can go away. Let's get you. This storage container. Didn't I? Oh, I moved all the computers there. I'm going to shift the other storage container. Yeah, I can go on top. Mark 5 belt to empty this out. Then I can just get rid of those two and they won't really be in the way looking weird anymore. How are you doing? You've got a lot of supply to empty out, but that's not a problem. So the only kind of awkward bit left now is going to be connecting the oil pumps. But that's going to be a case of figuring out how to get 6 oil pumps onto 4 belts. So it's going to involve some splitting and merging and figuring out... I mean, the easiest thing would be just connect 4 pumps to a line each. Then the last 2 pumps, split those into 2, and then merge them. Yeah, that'll work fine. And circuit boards, how are we doing on these? Nearly empty. So, we're getting there. Quick wire production is flying along at the moment. It's great. And if you guys have still got quite a bit of plastic in the system, so that's impressive. No, it's not impressive, is it? Because I've actually got plastic on the belts now. Oh, I'm an idiot. But, no, productions are going great. Everything's online. It's nice to have this place up and running now. We've got new trains going, we've got new productions, we've finally got AI limiters as a, produced material. So how many of these pods have I got left that need AI limiters. That's crystal oscillators, crystal oscillators. 3 AI limiters over there. Turbo motors. I could make those by hand, to be honest, but I don't really want to. A lot of these are just requiring crystal oscillators. Supercomputers over there. I need 9 AI limiters over there. I've got a couple of empty pod markers that I haven't got rid of. Okay, I think we need 12 AI limiters. And I've already got 100. So I could go and open those pods, no problem. Let's see how the rubber is filling up. Because this is all taken quite a while already, so I don't feel the need to, I don't feel I've got time to really get started on anything else. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on things at the moment. Do I want to set up the trains for these 2 stations? No, I might set the trains up for these once we've got connections over to the quartz outpost sorted. What I am going to do, though, I'm going to change the colour for things here. Can I change the... I can't change the colour on the icons for the train stations. Oh, that's a pain in the arse. I don't have my colour gun with me. I'd like to start repainting things. But for now, I think things are going great. I'm liking this. It's always a proud moment when you set something up and it works as intended. It's required some tweaks, but we got there. And I think, yeah, I mean, all of these are full-on quick wire, so it's not a problem in the slightest. These ones are still taking a while to fill up, but I mean, how are the belts doing? The belts look pretty fucking full. I don't know, I feel like if I bump these belts down to Mark 3, we might be able to more evenly distribute the supply. But I don't know if it's really going to make a massive difference. So again, it's a, slightly intermittent production of the quick wire over here. Might bring the output belts down to speed. Because they don't really need a Mark 5. I'm probably going back on things that I said in previous videos, but sometimes it's nice to just overdo things a little bit, but now that I'm looking at it again, is there really a need? I suppose it just kind of, it means things look a little more consistent with, with the output, somewhat, I guess. I don't know. I'm indecisive in my way of doing things. I think it looks a little more consistent now. Ultimately, it's not really making a difference to the system itself. I don't know. I like the ways it looks. It's good enough for me. And I think the crude is... Oh, don't delete that one, because I'm not sure if it's still got supply in it. Whoa, okay. Well, it doesn't, so that's good. Yep, okay, that's nearly empty. That's empty. That's empty. That belt can go. How are we doing with this bit? Getting there. Okay. What I might do from here, just to kind of close things off on this video, we'll start looking at... Oh, I think all the crude is gone. Yep, that container's empty. Fantastic. We can start sorting out the actual oil inputs and get the pumps overclocked and ready to go. So, what am I doing this on? I'm doing this on Mark 4? Mark 4, okay. So bring this out to here. slap a merger. Like so. Yeah, I think that works. Why are we not? Can we? No, okay. Go like that. So you connect in there. And you need to be overclocked. Where are my power shards? There we are. Whoop. So it's going to be, what, 300 a minute? I believe so. So I think the two that I've got up there will be the ones that I split and change for the other. Well, they'll be the ones that split and merge into these belts, is what I'm trying to say. God, I struggle with fucking words at times. I'll bring this line out to here. If I could get it running fucking straight, that'd be great. Though now I kind of want to move these. Let's shift these containers over this way, so they're just not quite in the way. Just get that stuff out of here. Because once the circuit boards have finished emptying out, then that'll make things a little bit easier. These ones over here, I might elevate their... let's get my chainsaw. I'll clear some stuff. I need to put all this stuff back on here anyway. This is one of those things that I probably should have done something about beforehand, didn't it? I might just slap the merger on top of here. If I get rid of this. Connect that up over there. It's mostly a case now of where the last of these going to come in. I'm running out of encased industrial beams now, so the rest of this might have to wait for a little bit. I might try and sort the rest of this bit out off camera. But I am pretty much all out of time for this video anyway, and the circuit boards are nearly done, nearly out of them. So once they're all run down, once this belt is empty, I can connect up the other bit of production up that way. But no, this has been a fun little episode, getting this whole thing online, up and running, and just seeing it all in action. Getting some new trains on the lines. That's the stuff I like in this game. It always puts a smile on my face, and it's just enjoyable. Every time I wrap one of these episodes up, I'm always unsure of if Update 3 is going to be hitting me by the time I sit down to record the next one. So we're just going to have to take it an episode at a time. Well, I don't quite know where things are going to go from here. If we're still in Update 2 by the time I sit down to record the next episode, I should hopefully have everything finished up here, and we can start trying to take the rail lines from Rotterdam over to the main network, or to the main lines. And then we can start dragging some rails over towards the quartz processing and get the crystal oscillator production up and running for for real. And that would be a real sort of milestone, I think, actually getting a manufacturer outpost online. I hope that we can try and do that before Update 3 comes along and completely crashes everything, and then we'll just take it from there. Whatever Update 3 is going to end up doing is going to be interesting, and it does sound like I might be able to salvage everything. It just means that I'm going to have to spend an awful lot of time rebuilding stuff. So, I don't know. It depends on how much work everything's going to be, but we'll see how we get on. For now, I'm going to wrap this episode up here and just say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out the playlist on the channel for more Let's Plays and metal covers, and give this video a like or a comment just to leave your thoughts. And if you wish to join the ever-growing ranks of the Order of the Shield, subscribe on YouTube, chuck me a follow over on Twitch, or maybe even consider checking out my Patreon and becoming an officer within the ranks. But thank you again for watching this video, and I will catch you all very, very soon. This is Captain Meatshield, signing off. Why are you blowing up the tank? Oh, right, because there's a dude in it. Look at him run. Where's he going? He doesn't even know.